Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, Friday, the 19th of December 2014, just 5 days before Christmas Eve. This is John FARACLAS from Allaboutshipping.co.uk in London with the latest news about the shipping markets and the world geopolitics affecting same. Earlier on today, the Baltic Dry Index closed down 11 points at 803, which is a mere 60 points down from last week's 863 points. This is now 1,144 points below last December's closing of 2,247 points. For those interested in accuracy and in percentages, this is 64.3% down. The worst, as we said last January, year for the markets in 30 years. The BCI, the Baltic Cape Index, closed down at 488 points, which is 29 points down since yesterday, and overall 275 points since last week's 763 points, a major drop again. The BPI, the Panamax index, was also down, just 22 points at 907, which is 94 points since last week's 1,001 points. So here we see another drop below the 1,000 point mark. And again, I'll go back to the index. After the 1,000 points, the 900 points, the 800 points is about to break if things continue. The BSI was down at 8 points at 917, which, on the other hand, is 33 points is last week's 950 points. Only the BHSI was up just 1 point since yesterday at 497, which is 4 points up since last week. The WETs now, a bit different and indifferent, of course. The BDTI was down 7 points at 881, which on the other hand was up 39 points from last week's 842 points. Equally, the BCTI was down 5 points at 787, but up 6 points since last week's 781. The price of oil, despite continuing to fall more, it recovered a bit and it's just 57 points, in the region of 57 points a dollar. Still a point to watch. On the world stage, the Ebola continues. The Ukrainian saga looked a bit quieter. Yet, it is a very strange situation. The Middle East goes from worse to worse, and it's about time that we must crush ISIS. I wonder who will pay the bill if we don't do it as soon as possible. Libya, same situation. Russia in turmoil. Turkey too. And Abe is doing well in Japan. Amongst all these things, we have the new Far Eastern saga with America and North Korea and loggerheads, and the Sony saga for something which would be a forbidden film takes place as we speak. There's a cyber situation, cyber war again. I guess the latest one should become a film. Now, Cuba will become once again the favorite destination of all. The isolation of Cuba from both sides, if you like it, was a very wrong policy in the 50s. Okay, so here we are again. Nothing was gained at the end of the day. Sugar was going around the world, and you know what I mean, you know. So these sanctions really will fail. Equally, I repeat, like in past events, we have explained to you that the sanctions in Russia will fail. Okay, oil makes waves. Oil is the revenue for Russians, but still, these sanctions will not do anything at the end of the day. It will backfire. So let's try for a peaceful world. A world of peace, if we like. So, if not, let's sack the diplomats. What on earth the diplomats are doing? And they're paid very well, by the way. Okay? Now, the worst of all this week was the crime that once again was committed by the Taliban. 141 young people lost their lives. Students in Army Academy in Peshawar in Pakistan. This is not just an atrocity. It's far more than this. So, winners talk. I'm referring to the Taliban regime there, which is spread all over the world. If you really want to win, winners, they don't do like this. Winners talk. losers that don't talk and commit these crimes, these atrocities. Europe, the big mess. Greece, we have really warned you long ago, it's the messiest place and a place to watch. The latest on failing to elect or even say gaining 180 at least votes on the first round of the presidential election, which was so called very snappy, in a snappy way, didn't produce anything. But the worst is not what this government is doing with this coalition government. The opposition is far worse than this government. I mean, it's time for these 300 Greeks to go home. All of them. They are committing despicable crimes for the Greek people. And this is, we had enough of them. They must go home. And the aristos to take place. I'm sure you all read, and of course we have great comments about our latest on the Greek latest saga. And please continue to support in a peaceful May, ousting all 300 MPs from Greece's parliament. We had enough. Now, corruption. The Greek Prime Minister is suing the perpetrators of the latest saga of corruption there. And of course, we'll wait to see what Mr. Samaras will do in winning this case. Let's hope he has some grounds to support him. We are very sensitive in the shipping industry, and the latest from the east of chartership brokers, the latest magazine, the Shipping Network, clearly sends the message from its president. So we are very sensitive, and we would like to see an end to corruption. We must contain corruption. It leads at the end of the day nowhere. Equal next to corruption is immigration, illegal immigration of all types. We really had enough as well, and we don't want to suffer further from this. Our 26th tip for our extended, if you like, your extended holidays is the island of St. Helena at the West South Atlantic, a very interesting place to go, and I suggest you make the effort and go down there. A very tranquil environment, believe you me, and I'm sure you will love it. On the other hand, enjoy and continue the Christmas shopping. Pause and think how we can all contribute to save planet Ocean and from all these troubles that we are suffering. And we take the opportunity to thank you once again for your support and the thousands of wishes we receive over this festive season. We will be next week here again with the latest and prepare you for the new year. We will do you a short tour of what is going to happen in 2015. This is John FARACLAS from allaboutshipping.co.uk on Friday, the 19th of December 2014. Over and out.